Assalamu alaikum dear students. This is Department of English, Government Postgraduate College, Attak. I am Nasir Ali Shah, Assistant Professor of English. Students, in our previous lecture, we read that the old man had been unsuccessful in catching any fish for 84 days. And on the 84th day, when he comes back from the sea in the evening, the boy Manolin goes down there to greet him and to take his stuff out of the boat and to help him taking all the things to his home. On their way, the boy offers him to have a drink of beer at a seaside restaurant named Terrace. So they go there, they drink some beer, and while chatting with one another, the old man tells the boy that on the 85th day, which is the next day, he plans to go far out into the sea, into the deep sea. And the boy expresses his wish. He says that he would also try to go far out. He would also try to convince his master or that fisherman with whom he is working now to go far out. So in case if the old man catches any big fish, which would be definitely very difficult for him to control, so the boy and his master could help the old man. During that conversation, Santiago utters, "I'm a strange old man." And definitely he was a very strange old man in more than one ways. Then after sitting there for some time and drinking beer and chatting with one another, they again pick up their gear, all the things, and go to the old man's shack or little cottage. The condition which is described, condition of the old man's shack or cottage, it also shows his poor condition. It shows that how poor he is. There is not much of stuff or many of things which are usually found in a house. There was only a bed without a mattress and only a chair. And in the corner of the room there was a stove or some place to make fire, to cook something. The old man had no wife, no children. He lived alone. Then they decide to eat something. The boy asks him, "What do you have to eat?" The boy asked him. It is from here that we are going to start reading the text. "What do you have to eat?" the boy asked. "A pot of yellow rice with fish. Do you want some?" The old man replies. The old man replies that he has some yellow rice to eat as well as some fish. And moreover, he offers the boy to eat with him. "No, I will eat at home." The boy replies that he would go home and eat there. "Do you want me to make the fire?" Again the boy asks him if he could make the fire for the old man to make the room warm as well as to heat the rice which he is going to eat. "No, I will make it later on." The old man replies that, "No, I will make the fire later on, or I may eat the rice cold." "May I take the cast net?" The boy again asks him, "May I take the cast net?" Cast net is a round shaped net with weights on the edges, which is thrown widespread and it sinks down and traps the fishes under it. Of course, the old man very generously agrees to his demand. There was no cast net, and the boy remembered when they had sold it. In fact, there was no cast net. The old man did not have that net which the boy is talking about. And the boy also remembered that some time ago they had sold it, because definitely the old man needed some money. But they went through this fiction every day. But it was their habit or the custom that each day the boy asked the old man to take the cast net, and the old man replied, "Yes, of course." So it was just a type of fiction or an imaginary tale to keep themselves amused, or to have a little chat about something. There was no pot of yellow rice and fish, and the boy knew this too. So here becomes clear that earlier, when the boy asked the old man, "What do you have to eat?" and Santiago replies, "A pot of yellow rice with fish." So it was also a fiction. I mean, it was not reality. The old man did not have the yellow rice nor the fish to eat, as he had been unsuccessful in catching any fish for 84 days. So definitely he did not have any money to buy anything, even to buy some food for him. That is why it was just a fiction, and the boy almost daily asked him, and he replied the same. Then the old man utters a very important sentence of this novel. The old man says, 85 is a lucky number. Students, this is very important sentence. You should underline this sentence in your textbooks and remember it. It shows old man's optimism, his hopefulness, and his confidence. He is very much hopeful, he is confident, and he is optimist that despite being unsuccessful for 84 days, next day, which is 85th day, he is sure that he has a strong conviction sorry, he has a strong conviction that he is going to catch some big fish, or he is going to be successful on the 85th day. That is why he says that 85 is a lucky number. The old man said, "How would you like to see me bring one in that dressed out over 1,000 pounds?" This is a phrase, "How would you like me?" It is a phrase which is generally used to offer something that someone does not expect, but you know that he will like. It means that the old man expressing his wishful thinking, and he knows that the boy would definitely greet him very happily, extremely becoming jubilant on the 85th day, if on the next day or on the next evening of the 85th day, the old man returned with a very big and huge fish, and it would be so big that after being dressed out, it would weigh over 1,000 pounds. Dressed out meat means cleaned and prepared meat, which is generally prepared for cooking, clean meat, we can say. So the old man expresses his wish that if he became successful and he came back from the sea on the 85th day with a very huge fish, that after cutting it down and cleaning its belly and all the other irrelevant things, and its clean meat, if it would be over 1,000 pounds, how would you greet me? The boy does not reply about this. "I'll get the cast net and go for sardines." The boy changes the topic and he says that I can get the cast net and then I have to go for the sardines, which he had talked about earlier. "Will you sit in the sun in the doorway?" He asked the old man to sit out of the room, out of the shack, in the doorway in front of the setting sun. Yes, I have yesterday's paper and I will read the baseball, the old man replies. Old man replies that he would definitely like to sit in the sun while it was setting down, and he would like to read the news of the baseball. Baseball, as we have read earlier, is old man's favorite game, as well as the boy also likes this game due to old man, and they are very fond of talking about baseball matches and talking about different baseball players. So the old man replies that he would like to sit there and read the news of baseball. The boy didn't know whether yesterday's paper was a fiction too. Here the boy was unsure whether the old man really have the yesterday's paper or it was just a fiction, just like a pot of yellow rice and fish. But the old man brought it out from under the bed. But it was really there, and the old man in fact had that yesterday's newspaper or the previous day's paper. Perico gave it to me at the bodega. And the old man clarifies the situation to the boy, and he tells him that Perico is the name of a person he gave him at bodega. Bodega is a Spanish word. It is the name of a small store, he explained. I'll be back when I have the sardines. I will keep yours and mine together on ice, and we can share them in the morning. Then the boy prepares to go, and he says that he will be bringing the sardines very soon and try to keep all the sardines in the ice so that they may not get spoiled, and they would share it in the morning. When I come back, you can tell me about the baseball. The boy expresses his liking in the baseball news which the old man is going to read in the newspaper. The old man says, the Yankees cannot lose. Here are some names of the baseball teams which are based on the different cities of America. The old man is talking about a baseball team, and he says that the Yankees cannot lose. But I fear the Indians of Cleveland, the boy replies. It is name of another team. The boy is afraid that the Indians of Cleveland might win in the match with the Yankees. Have faith in the Yankees, my son. This is an imperative sentence. The old man urges the boy to have faith or be confident about the winning performance of the team of Yankees, which the old man likes, or it is the old man's favorite team, and he wants them to win the matches. And moreover, the old man asks him, he says, think of the great DiMaggio. DiMaggio is very important baseball player, and he is old man's ideal and favorite player or favorite personality which the old man idolizes. And definitely DiMaggio plays from that team, Yankees. That is why the old man says that you should have faith or confident about this team, that they would definitely win because great DiMaggio plays in that team. I fear both the Tigers of Detroit and the Indians of Cleveland. The boy again expresses his apprehension or fear about two more teams, Tigers of Detroit and Indians of Cleveland. Be careful or you will fear even the Reds of Cincinnati and the White Sox of Chicago. These are also the names of two teams. The old man says that if you are afraid of Tigers of Detroit and Indians of Cleveland, which are not very strong teams, they cannot easily win. So the old man asks him that if you are afraid of those teams, then you would definitely be afraid of even weaker teams, and those are Reds of Cincinnati and Whites of Chicago. The boy again asks him, you study it and tell me when I come back. Do you think we should buy a terminal of the lottery within 85? Tomorrow is the 85th day. The old man here changes the topic and asks the boy again, expressing that tomorrow is the 85th day, and he expresses that 85 is definitely is a lucky number, and that is why he asks the boy, do you think we should buy a terminal of the lottery? Terminal of the lottery means a lottery ticket with the last figures of the serial number of 85. That is why the old man expresses his wish that, as he thinks that 85 is a lucky number, and so he wishes that if he had the money, he would like to buy those tickets of lottery or terminal of the lottery with the serial number of 85 in the end. We can do that, the boy said. Surprisingly, the boy says, we can do that. It is a surprise because neither the old man nor the young boy have the money to buy the lottery. That is why the boy says, we can do that, but what about the 87 of your great record? The boy again asked him, instead of buying the ticket of 85 number, serial number of lottery, we should buy 87 because it is your past record, great record of 87. It could not happen twice. Do you think you can find an 85? The old man says that that was just by chance. It could not happen twice. Again he asks him, do you think you can find an 85? I can order one. The boy agrees that he can order to buy that lottery with the serial number of 85. One sheet. One sheet is actually a set of 100 unseparated lottery tickets. So the old man asked the boy to buy one sheet of that lottery. That's $2.50. Who can we borrow that from? The boy begins to think. He ponders over, who can we borrow that from? Means from whom we can borrow that money to buy that ticket, $2.50. That's easy. I can always borrow $2.50. The boy said that it is not very difficult task as you think. I can always borrow from, there would definitely be some people of his recognition whom the boy thinks that they can lend him some money. I think perhaps I can too. The old man says perhaps he can also ask somebody to lend him some money. But I try not to borrow. But the old man here again utters a very important sentence. Though he is a resident of that area and a lot of people around there know him personally, and some of them would definitely be his friends, and he thinks that he can borrow some money from some of them, but he says that he tries not to borrow. An important line is the next one: first you borrow, then you beg. Students, it is again a very important line. You should underline it in your textbooks. It shows the old man's philosophical nature or philosophical thinking. This sentence or this line uttered by the old man Santiago is just like a proverb. It expresses the nature of man. That first you borrow, then you beg, means if you once make your habit to borrow some money from other people, sometime from someone and at other time from someone else, if you are in the habit of borrowing money or asking other people around you to give you some money, then your self-esteem comes to an end, your self-respect comes to an end, and you do not feel any shame to your self-esteem by in asking some money from other. First you borrow, and if it becomes your habit, then you begin begging. So the old man thinks that the person who is in the habit of borrowing money or asking people to give him some money, then definitely he becomes a beggar and he does not feel ashamed of it. So the old man thinks that, or he tries not to borrow from anyone, though he is sure that there would be some people who could lend him some money, but he tries to avoid this situation and not to ask anybody for money, because once he started asking for money, then he would definitely start begging. So it is very important sentence. Students, this is enough for today's lecture. We shall continue the text reading with explanation in our next lecture.